Hey traders, so just thought of discussing a topic here as I was talking about this with one of our trader in our trade club. So anyway, let's talk about being ambitious. Okay, a lot of people, so I receive a lot of DMs every single week, every single month, and they come in various different form. Some seek for investment, some ask me, can you invest in me? Some share with me their ambitious goals, their ambitious vision. Some share with me how much or how desperate they want to change their current condition. They want to provide better goods. Some ask me for guidance, etc. And just a small sharing here. Being ambitious is good, but being overly ambitious can sometimes be quite exhausting. Everything that I say in this video are all based on my personal experience. Okay. For myself, as an example, I put on a lot of pressure on myself. And there was no any single day where I can really just sit down and relax and not think about work and not think about money. Even when I'm on my vacation, even when I'm not sleeping, before I go to bed, there's always a lot of thinking going on my mind. When I had nothing, if I have 10-20K in my savings account, I somehow feel very peaceful. I somehow feel very secure, very safe. But right now, as you make more, as you achieve more, obviously through your hard work, you somehow feel insecure. There are times where even if I have few $100,000 just sitting in one account, and you somehow still feel like, hey, not enough, it's not enough. And that's why it is extremely important to count your blessing. But count your blessing doesn't necessarily mean it will solve that psychological barrier. And if you were to ask any single indie entrepreneurs or whatever, money is never enough. No matter how much money you have, it's never enough, because you see, when you make more money, some of you listening to this, you might be questioning, why don't you just control your expenses? Why don't you just don't spend so much? No. When you start making more, your lifestyle doesn't necessarily mean it's going up in a bad way. It simply means you want to provide better quality of living to your loved ones. You want a bigger house. You want to have a better interior design. You want to have better furniture. You want to have better renovation. You want to stay in a more safe area. You want to have a more comfortable car for your family. You want to provide a better education to your kids. All these are healthy expenses. And that's why some of the people who are always struggling, they won't ever understand why the successful people, why the high income earner are somehow feeling stressed. Maybe right now, okay, I'm not here judging any of you, but maybe right now, let's say you are in a third world country, you might feel like, hey, you might talk to someone and say, hey, you're making 10K a month. Why are you so stressed? Try living in India. Try living in Africa. But the thing is, everyone has different situation. I don't care if you live in a third world country, first world country. I don't care if you come from a privileged family or an unprivileged family background. Everyone has different circumstance, everyone has different situation. No matter what your current situation's like, no matter how your family background's like, you can never exert your personal opinion onto someone else's life where you have no clue of what's going on. Really. Some people that you think they earn a lot of money, what if I tell you they have a poor family debt? Do you know? You don't know. And that's exactly why when you don't know, we shouldn't judge. I used to be someone who said, hey, this person making 100K a month, how can he go broke? But we don't really know the exact situation. Some people making a lot of money, but their business requires a lot of cost, a lot of overhead. And when things goes wrong, and then when the market goes crash, very quickly all their money will vanish. But we are very fortunate, I'm very fortunate that I'm more involved in the financial space, the financial trading space, or the investment space, where most of my money, they won't disappear. As long as I make the right decision, as long as I trade properly, I'm essentially just using money to make more money. There's no such thing as overhead. There's not much expenses, apart from some of the investment, obviously. But when it comes to trading, there's no such thing as overhead, right? And that's why we should feel blessed for being in this industry, because this is an industry where you can literally put in 100K in your broker and just start generating income, and that 100K belongs to you. You can literally just pull out the 100K whenever that you want, anytime that you want. But if you're running a retail business, you have so much money thrown inside the renovation, the rental, and everything. Can you just pull off everything like that? You're going to lose the heck out of your underwear, right? So back to the topic. If you're someone who's extremely ambitious, it really comes with a lot of price. Let it be, you're always feeling stressed. And this is something that you can never control. Even up until today, there are times where I really just feel like the money is never enough. Yeah, when I had no money, I somehow feel peaceful. Right now I have more money, I feel very insecure. Why? Because I don't know, what if something goes wrong? You'll start planning for a lot of things. And when you start planning A, B, C, D until Z, and then you realize, hey, money is not enough. It's not enough. How can I make more? How can I make more? How can I achieve the next goal? And that's why, if you're watching this video, I will still suggest you follow the pace. Do the right thing, stick to the process, and eventually things will fall into its place. Don't try to force things. Don't try to control the uncontrollable. Because again, if you're watching this video, I believe very high chance you're also an ambitious individual. And again, like I said, an ambitious mind requires a lot of sacrifices, and let it be your sleep quality. I think the big thing will be your sleep quality. Second thing is, it's never enough. When you hear certain things, very quickly you move on to the next. We even for myself, I don't really sit down and count the blessing or whatever. I do, but very quickly when I hit one goal, it's on to the next. It's on to the next. When can I really rest? When can you all really rest? I don't know. And that's why when you start making money, it is very important for you to learn how to enjoy a little bit. I know I talk on my channel, I talk a lot about the power of compounding, the power of reinvesting and saving money. But when you really start having more money, more freedom, you also need to learn how to treat yourself and how to reward your loved ones as well. Because in the end of the day, you can't really bring money to the graveyard, right? And death has no relation to your age. Remember this. All of you, including myself, we should remember this. Even if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, there is no such thing as, oh, I'm still young. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna grind. It is important to work hard and grind, obviously, because without having a strong financial foundation, you can't be able to do anything. Everything requires money in the world. It is the harsh, ugly, sucked reality, but the fact is still, everything needs money. Your parents lie in the hospital bed, you need money. Your wife wanna give birth, it requires money. Your son's sick, it requires money. Your rental, your house loan, your car loan, traveling, eating, everything needs money. But the thing is, how do you grind, hustle at the same time, learn how to enjoy your life a little bit? And that's why the other day, sometimes I see comment or DM where people come and say, hey, you're humble brag because you buy watches, all these things. You travel a lot, you sit on a business class, you have a nice car, nice house, whatever. And I'll just tell them, if you're saying things like that, you're just stupid. You know why? Because again, why do I make money? Because first thing, I want to provide my loved ones a better life. And also, most importantly, why can't I enjoy spending my own hard-earned money on things that I love? I love watches. To me, the main reason why I love watches is because it's timeless. I can pass down to the next generation, and I just love the craftsmanship. And what's wrong? Some people love cars, some people love real estate, some people love, I don't know. We all need to have some sort of interest or hobby, right? And to me, I just love watches. This is not bragging. If you think it's bragging, it's because you can't afford it, right? I used to see people who wear Rolex or whatever as a sign of bragging. But right now I can afford, I have pretty much whatever watches that I want, I ever desire. Will I still see someone who wears a nice watch or drive a nice car and I say them bragging? No. In Chinese, we say 格局, right? You need to learn how to grow your mind, grow your brain a little bit. If you see someone ever drive a Ferrari and you think is freaking noisy and they're bragging, they are being materialistic. If you see someone wear a Patek Philippe, you say they're bragging, that's because you can't afford it. If today you can afford it, and if you want to complain someone, then you can do. You're most welcome to say it, but just make sure you can afford it. Before you can afford something, don't ever try to point at someone and say, hey, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, because you have not even experienced it before. Let's say today you say, hey, I don't like a Ferrari because the maintenance is so expensive, the exhaust is so noisy. Hey, bro, you haven't even been driven in a Ferrari before. You have not bought a Ferrari before. How do you know it's uncomfortable? Because someone else say, or because of your small mind, or because of your incapability to achieve it. That's why you start throwing your tantrum like a baby to someone else. Like I said, the other day, someone come to me and say, your Patek is a Chinese copy, the M person, your watch is fake. That's because you can't afford it. And that's the reality, right? If you can't afford it, we all need to learn how to shut up. Okay? So, not sure why the talk is a little bit out of topic, but anyway, that's it for the small talk, yeah? And for all of you aspiring trader, I wish you the best. And like I say, being ambitious is always good, because that means you have the strong urge to provide a better living to your loved ones. But just know that it comes with a lot of price, comes with a lot of cost, and it is very hectic. So if you like the video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Bye-bye.